120 and I weigh 164.
Yeah, you're built like Conor McGregor, though. A lot like Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
Sort of.
there's some talent there. Maybe we'd be in luck, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Like, I feel like maybe. Because I felt like you had this... You have the thing where your forearm at one point is bigger than the first part of your bicep, so it looks very... Like a cartoon character you would draw in, like...
Like a thin monkey.
yeah, like a chimpanzee. Not a chimpanzee, because that's a silly...
Like if Gumby had a sidekick that was a monkey.
Maybe, but was Diesel, like a strong Gumby.
Thanks.
You
but
know,
you know what I mean? Like an accurately strong Gumby, not like a just deadlift Gumby. Because you can't just throw a weight on me and I can't just carry it around. But
yeah, I could see you as an angry...
with accuracy.
I could see you as a kickboxer, an angry lead singer to like a punk band, or
a famous podcaster,
or like
welcome to it. This is
or a decent carpenter. You know what I mean? Or a decent carpenter.
Well, I did flooring. Apparently, that didn't work out for me.
Did you do flooring? Why did you?
Yeah, for Kai, but we got in too many arguments, so I stopped working for him.
Yeah, man. You need to...
Shout out to Kai and Thea getting married. No hard feelings to either of you. I love you both very much out in the world.
Wait,
you are.
Why would there be hard feelings, dude?
The last time that me and Kai ever spoke, we got in an argument on the work site, and he was like, "You can't take a fucking joke," and I was like, "I just don't want to be treated like that. Like, we're at work. You don't have to treat me that way." And we literally have never seen each other since that day. So bizarre, but the hard feelings. I'm sure there were two sides to that story, and I think that we're both probably just stressed out. Nonetheless,
he's marrying who?
Goes, what'd you say?
He's marrying
Thea. Thea, you actually met Thea because when I dated Brianna at West Street, Thea dated my future girlfriend Griffin for like a week or something there.
Oh, no way. I did meet Thea.
Yeah. And she dated Kai for a little while.
Was Fee like tall?
She was tall, strong. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You know exactly who she is.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. She's cute.
Beautiful,
good for him.
Beautiful woman. Yeah. But just tall and strong.
Yeah.
Dude, take no prisoners type of girl.
Good for Kai. So let's talk about that house, though. We don't have to talk about like things in person, but I just want to let someone's listening, like that whole dynamic. Like there was a short period of time where we lived in what I think is like the most beautiful neighborhood in New England. I'm not going to go that far, but in Western Massachusetts, that's like West Street in general. Those two sides of West Street is a great place to live. And so we were neighbors, like across the common neighbors. And your house was, of course, you were way younger than me. So your house was like a super, I feel like if you had a camera in that house that you guys lived in, running at all times, like you'd have a successful reality show of like, this is the youth culture of today. I felt like you were like holding court all the time in there. Like I would come in, it would just be a huge cloud of smoke. It would be like a Tuesday afternoon, and you guys would be like, "Oh, we're building a fucking battle bot or something," while everyone's like on several different natural chemicals. But always having fun. There was always like more than a few people in the building.
Definitely.
And it was you and Bree. It was a very cool. It reminded me of
me, Bree.
Yeah.
And then Caleb, and then Kai and Alex came in for the shift after.
Right, yeah.
A lot of moving around in there. There's a lot of Scott Kamansky days.
Yeah, dude, right? What? Scott Kamansky. Was he there a lot? Yeah.
We always chilled. Ryan, dude? Bergen?
Oh, my God, that's right, Ryan Bergen.
Where's Ryan at nowadays, dude?
I don't know. I think I've seen him on his bike a few times, you know?
We should get the gang back together and go out for breakfast.
Let's go to that house. Who lives there still, Bree?
No, Bree and Feet are together.
Yeah, I knew about that.
And they have their own. They're actually, oh my God, Jed, I think they're actually moving back in on the top floor. I just forgot about that.
Oh, right. Who used to live there? Justin. Buddha.
Yeah, Justin and Megan. Yeah, good memory.
Yeah, because I would see him at Trader Joe's all the time. And he looked like, he got his shit, like his shit was in the process of getting together. Like he looked like a man.
Yeah.
You know, he was getting married. He had like a ring on and stuff. But that house was very cool, dude. I thought Bree was one of the coolest girlfriends of a friend that I had ever witnessed. I'm just saying. She you know, she was always just like in a good mood, let whatever was happened. I feel like she was part of it. Like,
that's the bottled up effect a little bit that I feel bad for her for. Is a lot of her friends took advantage of her. I mean, at this point, I'm sure Brianna still hates me. I have no problem saying that out loud because I've done everything in my power, including pay her off to try and be her friend again. But at this point, there's just nothing I can do.
So you wanted to be friends with her again?
Yeah, at one point I went back. Brianna and I had a weird relationship that I don't need to go into at the end, but I had something in my name of hers, and she had something in her name of mine, and she thought there was a discrepancy, so I went and I took care of it, and we apologized and we made up, and then she rescinded that apology because she found out Alexis was still seeing me, and she told Alexis that I wasn't good, and so she didn't believe in Alexis' ability to do that, even though Brianna had done the same thing. It's just one of those things where if you care about someone, you're blinded by the relationship that you're in, and it's hard to look outside in. And I have no problems with Brianna or Feet. Everyone's always like, "Oh, isn't that so fucked up?" I'm like, not really. If my friend truly loves that girl, then they have every right to be together. I don't hold them back. I just wish that I could participate in friendship with either person because I don't hold anything against Bree, and I think that there's something that she never got for closure, perhaps, and to watch my friend. This is a generalized statement for every personal relationship right now. Let me just say this out loud. If you complain about someone outside of your relationship, in the relationship that you're in, the only thing that it does, even if you're talking about them negatively, it seems like you're still giving them more attention than your current relationship. To watch
I mean, let's be careful. But
I'm just saying, like,
no, no.
There's a very fine line of complaining about someone else on Facebook every single day while you're with someone. Yikes. Like, you need to let things go and start to handle your own problems and mature. And I'm not talking about Brianna or Feet right now.
No, you're just talking in general.
This is about everybody. Like, if you harbor anger towards someone and it's unresolvable, you need to look inside yourself for a solution. Because someone isn't going to bring it to you. My friend Douglas taught me something very impactful a week or so ago. Douglas Saylor. Shouts out to Doug. I think he's an incredible person.
Yeah.
One of my really good friends, and I think you'd have a lot of respect for him, Doug. He's a very intelligent guy. He's a libertarian, and I was having a very emotional day. Brad, my friend's mom had just passed away. I didn't know what to say to him. God bless you, Sherman, and God rest your mother's soul. I love you guys so much. And I was reduced to tears, and I didn't know how to present myself to Sherman. I didn't know how to make him feel better. There was nothing I could do, and I knew that. And I was having an argument with Doug about something, and Doug said, "Mike, not everything is your fault," because I was taking something he had said to heart, and I'd taken the blame. And he said, "But everything is your responsibility."
Yeah,
right? And that was very impactful to me.
That's a great thing to say. You take everything to heart, though. You do, man. Like,
I take it. I'm a very emotional person. I take everything to heart.
And it seems like you wouldn't. Like, you don't come across as sensitive. You come across as just like, part of the fucking, you can get down with like the shitting on each other and the riffing back and forth. So you seem like you wouldn't take a certain thing a certain way, but you do. I've seen you take. Yeah. I've seen you have a reaction, like, unavoidable. I've seen you have like emotions about a thing that was happening that, I don't know, man. I'm not going to like discount it or say that you shouldn't have had those, but sometimes it's a shock for the people. Like, if it's aimed at anybody, they're like, "Oh wow, he really is taking this a certain way." You know what I mean? But
I think that I'm practicing a lot of my I said in that statement. I take a lot of things personally, and sometimes I take the projections of other people's insecurities as my own faults. A lot of people in the world aren't I'm not at peace with myself, and so a lot of people, when they're unhappy, they pick on other people, they project on them, and they attack them to feel better, to stand on the shoulders of someone else and look down at them. Yeah. And the only person you should ever be better than is your former self, Abe Lincoln. I said that last time. And a lot of that accountability has to do with, like, it doesn't have to be your fault, but it's still your responsibility to make sure that someone's okay if they're fucking having a bad day. And if you're engaged in a conversation like that, a lot of times I get emotional and I freak out because I'm like, oh, this must be on me. It's not. But it's still my responsibility to check on my friends, make sure that they're okay without being so emotional. And that's something I'm working on myself a lot right now because you get in your own head a lot, and I get into something called analysis paralysis quite frequently. and it's when I overthink something so much that I don't do anything about it. And I'm an extremely critical thinker, and I'm really good at solving problems, but sometimes in my own problems, I get so wrapped up in thinking about them and coming up with solutions for them that I implement no solutions because I'm stuck trying to find a perfect one. And
Dude,
that type of inaction is sort of like a bystander effect in your own life, and you can cause more problems. So I just wanted to kind of say that because it's a really good piece of advice that I've been struggling with myself. And do as I say, not as I do, for
Analysis
sure. But I think that's a really important
thing. I've never heard that before. That could be, I can identify with that in a big way. Like just not knowing what to do. When you're like, things aren't, my life isn't the way I want it to be in such a deep way that I can't even, that's how I've felt like recently.
Yeah.
It's been better lately, but like last year, I would say like 2018, the end of 2018 and 19, I was just stuck in the mud. Like I couldn't even, I felt like my problems were so vast, and I was using like loss as an excuse to not be responsible for anything. I was using like Rachel dying and what I've been through. I felt like I don't know, man. Like it's weird. It felt it was strange to like go back to to hear someone be like, hey, I put in for this day off or whatever, or like, and I'm not getting it, or hear someone complain about fucking chicken soup or something felt so menial to me after going through all that shit. Or like shopping for cereal or folding my laundry all felt so pointless. So it was really hard for me to like do it was hard for me to find meaning in the daily monotony of like my life in general after that shit, you know? So I was just stuck in the mud, man, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah. And the thing is, as much as I can understand why, I can't say that I know, because I'm actually, don't get me wrong, Rachel's death affected me a lot, but not in the same comparative function as it could affect you. And it's not to say that it's less meaningful, but it's not the same vein. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but everybody has their cross. Like everybody,
totally.
You know, but I'm sure you have shit that you went through in the past, childhood, whatever it may be. You know, nobody's
the thing
pain
for me is, Jed, there's never been someone that's passed away to me that I've known my whole life. And it's quickly going to become my grandmother. And I hate to admit those words out loud.
Yeah.
And I know that it's coming.
Yep.
And she just went to a home for the first time. And like she calls me Brian. And it's really tough, our relationship right now. But it'll be the first time in my life that like, God forbid, I have so many friends that have died. I wear a dog tag right now. There's so many names of friends on it that have passed away. But at the same time,
someone that, man.
All of those friends made bad decisions that got them to where they were. And as much as I don't want my friends to have overdosed and died, most of them made bad decisions that got them to that place.
Right.
Like, very few people aside, and I hate to admit that, but, like, if you make bad decisions, you'll be stuck with bad solutions.
Yeah.
And, you know, my grandma's just, like, on what is the natural course of life, and that, for me, is the first time I've had to experience that. And it's the weirder version of trauma, because it's the one you're supposed to be okay with.
Yeah,
and I'm actually way better at handling all the other ones.
Yeah,
because
me too, dude.
When the other ones happen, I'm there for people, and that reignites my purpose in myself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? When Sherman's mom passed away, I watched Sherman be sad for 2 days straight.
Yeah.
And then when everyone was reaching out to him, like, he had this moment where he couldn't be sad anymore because so many friends were reaching out to him and not his dad. And his dad is from a generation where he doesn't have friends on the internet like we do. He can't just have 100 people reach out to him. And so Sherman, in all of his, in everything that he had going on, all of his misery, all of the dark water he was treading through, all that he asked for was for people to call his dad to let his dad know that he wasn't alone.
Yeah,
and it was like, to watch my friend be a hero like that through the hardest moment in his life gives me courage to know that in the moments of darkness, the only purpose you have is to help other people be all right.
Yeah,
and
dude.
If you're that type of person, as much as I worry about myself and all this stuff, I know that I'll be okay.
You will,
as
man.
a human, morally wise.
Absolutely.
I watched
it calls
my aunt
out the
die of
best
cancer,
of you.
and she tried to steal my Gram's house. No offense to my dead Mary Ellen, she wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
My Aunt Mary passed trying to steal my grandmother's things, and God bless my family soul, and I hope that she's at peace. But my aunt and uncle tried to rob my grandmother of everything she had before they passed. Yeah. And in your worst moments, if the only thing that you can do is look onto your fellow human and try to take from them, you're not a good person.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, and that's why when I look around at moments of weakness, it's the people that are going through the most, but are like, you can lean on me. I'm like, that's a real hero right there.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the definition of someone who's an actual hero. And so,
listen, hey, we got
like that's why I look up to you a lot. You did a lot for everyone around you, and everyone's like trying to help you. And it's like, man, I think it's funny. I think all those people wanted to give you so much stuff because